Okay, section number 40 is called ratio and rate proportion. Ratio and rate proportion. For example, you might have 5 to 29. That's a proportion. That's a ratio. What's the ratio? It might be 5 hours to $29. That is, you work 5 hours, you get $29. You can have 1 inch to 17 miles. For example, on a map, 1 inch can represent 17 miles. You can have 15 to 1, where it's really 15 weeks to 1 semester. There are 15 weeks in 1 semester. You can have 18 inches to 2 feet. It's a scale. Ratios and rate proportions are scales. Every time you draw something that's, you look at a map, and every time you see something that's 18 inches long, it's really 2 feet. Suppose you have 4.5 to, 5.25. We can make the numbers more friendly. You can multiply each of these numbers by anything you want, other than 0. Multiply by 0, it'll always become 0 to 0. This fraction as a mixed number, that mixed number as an improper fraction is 4 over 2. 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 more is 9. 9 over 2. 2. 4 times 5 is 20, plus 1. 21 over 4. Now, I don't like fractions, so I'm going to come and multiply both by 4. Multiply both by 4. 2 goes into 4 2 times. 4 goes into 4 1 time. That's where I multiply by 4. 2 and 4 goes into it. 2 times 9 is 18. 2. 21 times 1, 21. 4.5 to 5.25 is the same as 18 to 21. In fact, you can now say, oh, I can divide those numbers by 3. That is, you're really multiplying by a third. And you get 6 to 7. Okay? You work for a company that farms you out. That is, they tell you, you come into, you call up your boss, and your boss says, go to this location. This is where you're working today. You get paid $6. The company, so you work for company A, and they tell you to go to company B to do some work. That is, that's company A, its job is to send you out to work elsewhere. It's an employment agency. You work for an employment agency, and they are going to pay you $6, but company B is going to pay company A $7. The company that you're physically working at today is going to pay your employment agency $7. Employment agency pays you $6. Employment agency in return is paid $7. So they make $1 an hour while you're hard at work. They're home sleeping because you're working the midnight shift. They're home sleeping, making $1 an hour. And you may say, well, that's not a lot. But if they have 100 people working for them, they're making $100 an hour sleeping. It's a good deal. But trust me, they make more than $1 an hour. So that's why you might have 6 to 7. Now, it could have been that they pay you $4.50 an hour per hour, and they are paid $5.25 per hour. Now, believe it or not, like it or not, you can multiply and divide by units. I'm going to multiply by hours over $1. Very strange move. Probably never seen it before. But the dollars cancel out, the hours cancel out. Same on the other side. Hours over dollars. Hours cancel, the dollars cancel. You get 4.5 to 5.25, which we learned a few minutes ago with 6 to 7. That is, the company, the employment agency pays you $4.50 per hour, and they make $5.25 per hour. That's 6 to 7. That is, every time you make $6, they get $7. Every time they pay you $6, they made $7. Because 4.5 and 5.25, that's too complicated. Every time they pay you $6, they're paid $7. Now, suppose I ask you to reduce the following ratios. Reduce them. If you have 5 hours to $25. Well, let's put it in red to change it. So you divide both sides by 5, and now you get 1 hour to $5. In 5 hours, you make $25. That means in 1 hour, you make $5. If you have 9 to 13, I didn't mean that, thinking 3. You have 9 to 12, you could divide by 3, and you get 3 to 4. 3 to 4. You have 1.5 to 6. There's 2 ways of doing this. You can double that number and get 3, no decimals anymore. You double that number, you get 12, and then divide by 3. You get 1 to 4. Another way of doing it is, you have 1.5 to 6, move the decimals. You now have 15 to 60. Divide by 15, you have 1 to 4. Same answer. One problem, one answer. You start getting 2 different answers for the same problem, you really should go back and try to find your mistake. Reducing fractions, reducing ratios is very similar to reducing fractions. For example, a moment ago, we had 5 hours to $25. We divided by 5, and we got 1 hour to $5. Well, if you have 5 that as division. Divided by $25. Well, 5 goes into both of these numbers, 1 time and 5 times. You get 1 hour per $5. If you wanted to do it differently, slightly differently, you can say 25 hours per 5 hours. Divide by 5, you get 1 and 5. This makes more sense. You make $5 per hour. Okay, they're very similar to just fractions. That is what, in fractions, what you do to the top, you have to do to the bottom. With ratios, what you do to the left side, you have to do to the right-hand side. Okay, let's talk about a word problem. Suppose in your math class, there are 25 women, 25 females, out of 40 students. And I want us to find some ratios. Find their ratio, find the ratio of, women to students. That'll be the first one. Find the ratio of women to men. W to M. Find the ratio of men to students. Well, or females to males. If there's 25 women out of 40, that means there are 15 men. 25 plus 15 is 40. There are 15 males. So women to students, there are 25 women, there are 40 students. 5 goes into both of these. You can say it's 5 to 8. The ratio is 5 to 8. 5 women to every 8 students. 5 women to every 8 students. Women to men. Well, there are 25 women and there are 15 men. 5 goes in here, 5 goes in here. It's 5 to 3. 5 women to every 3 men. 5 women to every 3 men. The men would love this. Men to students. There are 15 men, there are 40 students. 5 goes into each of these 3 times and 8 times. It's 3 to 8. 3 men to every 8 students. 3 men to every 8 students. That is on average. You see 8 students, 3 of them will be men. Is that always going to be? No. Sometimes you'll see 2 men out of 8 students. Sometimes you'll see 4 men out of 8 students. Well, that averages out to 3 men per 8 students. There are 5 women to every 3 men. That is, if you grouped up the women, if you grouped up the 25 women into groups of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 groups of 5. You can now come and take 3 men and put them with the 5 women. You will be able to find 3 additional men to put to the 5 women, to pair up with the 5 women, another 3 to put in this corner with the 5 women, in this corner with the 5 women. There will be 3 men, and in the last group of 5 women, you can put the last 3 men. There's only 15 red circles. 3 here, 3 here, 3 here, here, and here. That's 15. You can pair it up this way. You can group up 5 women with 3 men. You will have used all 25 women and all 15 males. All 15 men. That's what 3 males to 8 students. Excuse me. That is what, see if I can find it. That is what 3 women to 3 men mean. 3 women can be paired up with 3 men. Can be teamed up. And you won't have any women left over, nor will you have any men left over. Okay, let's do one more word problem. Suppose you had some exams. Suppose the course is over. The grades in your last math class is as follows. That's not your grades, it's the grade, it's the letter grades that the students got at the end of the semester. The grades in your last math class was 20 people got an A, 15 got a B, and 25 got C's. I guess nobody failed. Find the following ratio. Find the ratio of A's to B's, A's to C's, say A2, this number of students in the class, and A2, B and C, and a number of A's to the number of students who got a B or a C. A's to B's. Well, 20 students got A's. 15 students got B's. Well, 5 goes into each of these 4 and 3 times. So it's 4 to 3. If you just took the students who got A's and B's, you can put 4 students who got A's in one corner and 3 students who got B's in the same corner. In another corner, you can put 4 students who got A's, not the ones you just put in one corner. 4 students who got A's and 3 students who got B's. And you can do it a 3rd time, and a 4th time, and a 5th time. You can do it 5 times. You can take 5 groups of 4 students who got A's and 5 groups of 3 students that got B's and put them together. 4 A's and 3 B's. You leave. You're done. Go home. Another 4 students who got A's, another 3 students who got B's. You guys go home. You can do this 5 times. You won't have any A's or B students remaining in the class. A's to C's. Well, 20 students got A's and 25 students got C's. Divide by 5. 4 A's to 5 C's. A's to students. You have 20 students who got A's. How many students? 20, and 15 is 35, and 25 is 60. 20 A's to 60 students. Divide by 20, you have 1 A to 20 students. Only 1, excuse me, you divide by 20, divide 60 by 20, you get 3. 1 in 3 students got an A. You can always take 3 students in this class and make sure only 1 got an A. Take another 3 students, you can pull out another 3 students from that class with only 1 getting an A. And in the end, you'll have those students left over. Okay, the last two. The number of students who got an A is 20. The number of students who got a grade of B and a C are 0. Excuse me. How many students got a B and a C? None. Exactly nobody in that class got a grade of a B and a C. You only get one grade. You only get one grade. You get a B or a C or an A or an F. You don't get a B and a C. Excuse me. A to B or C. There are 20 students who got an A. How many students got a B or a C? You need to know the difference between and or. To get a B and a C, you had to get both a B and a C. No student got a B and a C. But there are some, now when it comes to or, to get a B or a C, you either get a B, and there's 15 of them, or you get a C, which is 40. So it's 20 to 40, B or C. Divide by 20, to every student that got an A, divide 40 by 20, you get 2. 2 students got a B or a C. That is, you can tell the 20 students who got an A, you go on this side of the classroom, and the remaining 40 students who got a B or a C, you go on the other side, and you can team them up with 1 and 2. You can take 1 A student and two B or C students and say go home. You can take another A student and 2 more B or C students and say go home. You can do this 20 times, and there'll be nobody left in the class. There won't be 1 student left. Well, maybe the teacher is there. Okay, that finishes the section on ratio and rate problems. Good luck with it.